Hello, everybody. My name's Connor Bagel here, and I'm here with Coonsy. So we got a special guest caster. How are you doing today, Coonsy?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And we are already into action because we're just getting right into it today. And it's going to be Caitlin banned away by the side of NIU. NIU versus Bowling Green today. Uh, we'll go through the roster here for Bowling Green in just a minute, but we have seen that Viego ban and the Shen as well.
Those are both pretty obvious bans coming from both of those teams. One having a Shen 1 trick and one having a dominant Viego and solo queue.
Absolutely. And now Amumu going to be taken off the table. Dr. Mundo giving respect over to Swolpingu. We know he's been playing quite a bit of that in solo queue, as well as the Garen. And so that
What
leaves
are
quite a
the
few things open for the side of NIU, though.
the first pick Callista coming through?
And that's interesting. I have not seen Snark's Callista. So I'm very curious to see how this one's going to play out with that on the board.
Surprising to see it alone as a blue side first pick. Usually you'll see it like a red side pick with a support. So wondering what their plan is here for the rest of draft. How they plan on going about this now.
Yeah, and I know they've been talking about kind of where the positioning within the drafts are. So whatever they take round one, potentially having the counter picked against them there, but then being able to get being able to be unanswered with some of these round two, round three picks.
So now you just get to pick the support for kind of free. A Blitzcrank coming through.
Into the Soraka too. That's a pretty squishy bot lane, especially with the Blitzcrank able to pick him off. So
Leaving
Pantheon,
Panther for a pretty good flex pick. Leaving their options open. Good red or good pick there for blue side.
absolutely, and also it's let everybody at home know B Chillin is back in the lineup for today's game, so it is going to be a little bit of a different look here. I know we've been having Beast Fridge as the mid laner for the past couple days. Um, he's not feeling well, a little bit under the weather, as is Bebo, and so both those guys going to be at home today for the match. But B Chillin going to be jumping back into the starting lineup for tonight. Vi going to be taken away here, picked up by the side of Bowling Green. We know that there's been some emphasis on that for Fury, and I think he'll be kind of happy to be able to move on to something a little different here in this game.
Oh yeah. I can definitely argue that. I think this Pantheon's probably gonna go to him. Like I said, it's a pretty good flex though. Just being able to be played kind of anywhere in the top side. But if I had to make an educated guess, I'm assuming that's gonna go to him.
And I think that's where Bowling Green's probably looking at it as well, seeing as they picked up that Urgot ban as well. They're saying that top lane isn't quite ready to go yet, so I
I
think they're
think
assuming that's going to Fury as well.
I think they're looking at like maybe a Cassante in the top lane or something along those lines, with the Garen, the executes being down there, sorry, not as long, as well as the Mundo, someone who can kind of outlive Cassante. So it looks like they're setting up for a Cassante pick in the top lane for Bowling Green, but maybe it's a Malphite angle. That's a Silas Ben.
Yeah, with we also know that B Chillin's been willing to pick that Silas at different times, so definitely, could be spelling that Malphite angle, as you said. Could be a little bit different. What would be interesting would be if they don't pick it here, does NIU grab the Malphite just to take it away and throw Swolpingu onto that champion, knowing that he's pretty comfortable with it as well? And that Vex could spell that for NIU.
Okay, the Milio ban there for a second was throwing me off. Snark having a little bit of fun with it, I think.
Jumped through every V champ so far. Was jumping through the M champs.
They do have two
Oh
picks here,
no,
so.
wait a second. How did I let this slide? I completely forgot that we have Be Chillin' in the mid lane and the Rumble ban didn't come through. Of
Uh,
course that was
the
always going to be a
Scion pick gonna
Rumble.
come through here as well, it looks like. I would like to see the Malphite picked just so they can't have the Wombo. They have really good pick potential so far for side of Bowling Green. With just like the Vi and the Vex alone, let alone you add Malphite ult and Ash ult to that, those team fights at the late game are going to be hard.
Absolutely. And I think this is one of those things. Oh, Mordekaiser is an interesting choice there. So that's a lot of magic damage on the side of Bowling Green here. Between the Vex, Mordekaiser, Soraka. Ash is obviously going to do mostly physical, but there is some magic pulled in there, if I'm not mistaken. So,
Especially with the more on-hit looking build that people are going now. People are going Yuntal's PD into more of an on-hit style with the Q changes. So we'll see if it comes down to that or if they stick to the more crit Kraken based build. Um,
absolutely. And I would also say, um, nobody hates Bebo. Why are we throwing that in the chat? That's not very nice. Anyway, I would say, Kunzi, are you familiar with Beat Chillin's Rumble game?
oh, sadly, I am very familiar with it. It has been let through in custom games that we have played. Um, I have gotten to witness it firsthand. It's very, very dangerous.
And that's what confuses me because I think maybe it got lost in the fact that, in the draft prep, considering that NIU has been going back and forth with some of the mid laners. But every game that Beachillin has been, playing mid lane, and so far this season, NIU has faced a Rumble ban. So obviously, the second that that is allowed to be picked, it's going to be, seeing as it's Beachillin's favorite champion. Um, but I'm very surprised it was let through, and I'm excited to see what is only going to be my second, I believe, ever game casting a Rumble from Beach Chillin, because it's only ever been let through 2 times, and both times it's been picked.
It's just one of those things where you just can't give it up. You wouldn't give a free shot to anyone in the NBA. You wouldn't give Bebo or not Bebo, Brian. Sorry, looking at Chad. You wouldn't give Brian his Rumble.
And, you know, is it bad? It's probably showing my age, but the first thing that I thought of when you said that was you wouldn't steal a car, you wouldn't steal a TV. Why are you burning CDs?
Why are you
Stop
pirating?
piracy.
Yes,
And
yes.
maybe we'll see. Speaking of piracy, maybe we'll see a gangplank at some point in this series. Just knowing that that's always one that you get to have some fun with. But yeah, absolutely. Or maybe a misfortune. There's the other pirate in the game. But yeah, I mean, NIU, like you said, lots of pick potential in this one. Uh, Bowling Green, much more of a standard front to back composition. We'll have to see how that ends up playing out. Obviously, NIU, with their loss over the week during the matches on Wednesday against Ohio, uh, pretty much locked into with wins here tonight, and then on Wednesday would potentially be locked into that 6th seed, likely facing Northeastern in the playoffs. Bowling Green has had their playoff hopes dashed. They're sitting at 2 wins right now, but they would always love to play the spoiler, and so we'll have to see how these teams line up. On paper, I think this one favors NIU, but these late season matchups uh, with less in terms of playoff hopes on the table are always kind of more of a toss up here. So
There's nothing scarier than a man who has nothing to lose, and that's Bowling Green at this point.
absolutely. And while we have a couple seconds as we load into game, we're gonna let you guys know that thank you to Turtle Beach, the official gaming peripheral sponsor of NIU Esports. Um, Thank you to Ethan, our production here with Noodle on the side. He's been helping out as well. Giving a quick shout out over to him. He's been helping out with the Midwest Battlegrounds. So uh, I know they've been having a great time over in at the what's it called? Scrims Esports Center over in Lombard. So or in Lyle, I apologize. And so very cool to have him helping us out again today. And this week, Overwatch finishes off the week with a match tomorrow against the University of Ohio. That's going to be at 7 p.m. here on the channel. So absolutely stick around to watch that one. And then we go on a little bit of a hiatus here for spring break. And once we're complete with that, we'll return middle of March with more Overwatch games. Um, no, I'm sorry. I'm completely skipping over the Akron game. League of Legends plays Akron on Wednesday, and then we go into the spring break hiatus. So be sure to check out all of that action here on the channel. It'll all be uploaded to YouTube as well after the matches, so you won't want to miss any of it.
That is true. There are some great teams here at NIU. A lot of content to watch. If you're ever bored, don't want to do homework, great way to sidetrack.
No, no, Kunzi. Always do your homework.
Oh yeah, always do your homework. I'm saying if you don't have homework to do,
Thank
it's a
you.
great way to
That's
get
a better
lost.
way of wording it. I like that. I like that. Uh,
We are students first, athletes second, as I was always told and continued to say.
yes. Well, looking at it while the game. Oh, okay. Hmm. Let's see. I'm going to try again. But for me, it told me that it was unable to load spectate data. All right. Not at
It,
breaking as soon as the game gets in.
I was gonna say mine still has the delay for it.
Hmm.
What I seen. I wonder if that caused it to break if they added more of a delay on it for some reason.
Yeah, it might be that they even I could see it where maybe they paused right away and it didn't load
Oh
correctly because
yeah,
of that.
the bathroom pause as we like to call them.
Oh yes.
You wait all the way through champ select, say R for game, and then someone's like, oh, but I gotta use the restroom, right as the game starts. So it's a pause at 3 seconds.
Yep. I think that's what it is. So I'm gonna try loading it back in. Um, looking at it here, I got a interesting bug to the client because again the data is weird. So I am now playing all 5 roles for one of the teams.
That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, I really getting the Dota strategy of controlling multiple champs. Got the icebreakers going on, but or ice climbers, I should say. All right. Oh yes,
Pauses are one of my favorite things to deal with as a caster. I promise. No,
yes.
it's even more frustrating as a player though. As soon as you get into the game, the pause goes through, and all of that momentum you just built up to getting into the game kind of stunted.
Oh no,
Is it a tech pause?
it is. So looking at it, I can't tell if it's ours or theirs. All right. The because I see in the chat they said there was a PC explosion.
Ah,
I'm not sure if it was. I think it was maybe facetious the explosion part, um,
I
but
don't
then
know.
Snark said PC issue. But yeah, if that was if it was literally an explosion, that would be not great. Hopefully everybody's okay over there, but I'm gonna guess it was probably more facetious than that.
I was gonna say my player contact told me that we will not have a repeat of last week. That they are going to wait however long it takes. They want to play this game. So,
I think that's fair.
and that's exactly what I told him. I was like, that's exactly how I would feel too. Like I said, you build up all this momentum for your game. You're so ready. You're so locked in. The last thing you want to do is just let it go to waste.
Yes. Well, looking at it, let's go through the runes and summoner spells since we have a little bit of time here. Um, looking at it, Scion is going to be using Teleport and the Grasp of the Undying. Nothing uncommon there. Fury going to be using the Conquer for this Pantheon. Be chillin' going to be running with the Ignite and Electrocute for his Rumble. So pretty
With those
standard.
electrocute buffs, that's going to be even more dangerous now.
Absolutely. Snark has lethal tempo, as you'd expect, on the Callista, and then it's running Barrier for this one. And then it's going to be Ignite for Otter, playing a little bit more aggressively with the Aftershock here for his Keystone.
Yeah, especially with the Callista, I think that's kind of the way you have to play. You have to get those early kills on the Callista so she can start the snowball. Um, and then I was gonna say, as well as with like the lethality, Vetus planning on going on ahead, not planning on any lethality Callista today, which I think suits him a lot better. He really likes his high attack speed champions, the Jinx, the Ash. He likes to move. He likes to go. Um, so we'll see how dangerous he can be on that Callista.
All right. I was just seeing they were talking about the issue in the chat. Not sure what they're looking at for the
ETA.
solution, but it's getting there. Um, Duran has a very good solution here in the chat. Swilpingu has asked, "Have you tried using Mordekaiser Q on the PC?"
Us in the IT field like to call that percussive maintenance.
I like that. Um, Going through on the side of Bowling Green, since we haven't gotten to their Summoner Spells or Runes yet. Um, oh, okay. So Snark is saying maybe they should use the Tom Kench and Nunu alt combo on the PC to fix it. That could be another operation of
Maybe a
percussive
little rise
maintenance, but
Nunual, get it out of the
yeah,
room.
exactly. Um, and then exploded, of course.
Yes, of
Um,
course. It always ends in the same way.
exactly. Skeptic Wave going to be using teleport as we expect, plus the Conqueror, Vesuvius on the Vi, also taking Conquer, Electrocute for Zig here on the Vex with teleport there. So that will be an unmatched teleport since Beach Chillin has the Ignite here. Ignis is going to take Barrier and Lethal Tempos, so exact same thing as Snark across the way. And Fairy Grimoire is going to be using the heal to go with the Soraka with Summon Airy.
I'm surprised
That is a
Vetus didn't
lot of
take
healing.
cleanse just for like the Ash, but he's very confident in his ability to outmove it, which I mean on Callista you kinda have to.
Absolutely.
Fun fact about Callista is the range of her, is it Mortal Step? I think is the
I think
passive that allows her to dash after auto attacks in her Q.
Martial
Actually, the
Poise.
distance, Martial Poise, that's what it is. Thank you. Martial Poise actually increases the distance of the dash based on your attack speed. So with an Ash slow, you're not going to be moving very far. That's why this is one of those kind of more rough counter picks.
Absolutely. So it sounds like we. Oh no.
Oh no.
So sounds like what's going on is that Bowling Green is currently on break. So the Bowling Green's players are playing from home. And unfortunately, what we're seeing is that Skeptic Waves PC is having Vanguard issues. And so since they're not on campus, he is going to try to switch over to his laptop and try to join from a laptop here. But while it's waiting on that, we are that's kind of what we're waiting on right now. So we will keep updating you guys as we have the solutions, and hopefully we get the game in. But that's kind of where we're at right now. Is since you can't elect to play with 4 players. All right, Skeptic Wave did reconnect, so yes, it does look like he's going to play uh, from a different PC, and so we should be able to uh, get this game in without any forfeits, and it'll just take a little bit longer to get us into the match. So
I can't tell which way it's leaning, but I'm starting to think I'm either a good luck or a bad luck charm here, as this is week number 2, uh, with tech difficulties.
we tend to see as we get towards spring break and some of the like we talked about, maybe there's less to play for. That's where we tend to see more forfeits across the conference. Obviously, don't want to insinuate anything, but
Right.
there's always that always seems to be the case. I know it's something that here in the Esports Collegiate Conference, not the conference is not a huge fan of any sort of. Oh, okay, never mind. We're getting back in the game, so game has been on pause. Play will resume in 0, but that's not the case because it's still paused.
Was it
Must be 3 minutes
called up?
after the 0, because it needs to rebuild the delay.
I sure hope not. That'd be really unfortunate if you're
Okay,
just
there
sitting
we
there.
are.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm lined up with the broadcast.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I see a pretty standard opening here. Not quite a 5-point, as nobody is, or at least a traditional, as nobody's holding the mid lane. Actually holding
30
for the
seconds
bot
until
invade.
minions spawn.
Um,
Indeed they are, and uh, yeah, kind of interesting to see Soraka moving so far back.
yeah,
Now going to kind
playing.
of match that.
I understand it just with the Blitzcrank being on the enemy team, kind of holding a shallow, but it's also really unfortunate if they did decide to walk into that bot
Minions have
side
spawned.
uh tri-brush, as
Yep,
Ash would be able to be wrapped for kind of free. Ash would not be able to escape there. So something they can look for maybe in game 2. Um,
absolutely. And now we do see that both the teams just going to move towards starting their standard starts here. And I actually,
a leash here for the Vi.
I was going to say a leash in 2025.
Especially
That's
in a competitive standpoint, it's you get so much information from that. Um, See how NIU is able to play off of it.
especially given that now NIU's bot lane has been able to just stand in the bush. Yeah, they're going to force that early flash off of the Ashe because the Blitzcrank rocket grabs Ignis here, and so NIU with the early summoner spell advantage, and that's exactly what you were just saying there, Kunzi, that, when they get that advantage, they're going to be able to just take the information knowing that they stayed for the leash and get an advantage off of it.
Yeah, no, that's the twofold of it. Especially in a lane like this where you don't really have the movement of an Ezreal or anything like that. As the first kill goes over to Snark, there, you don't really have anything to move out of the way, so you have to walk with that first wave. And they were not able to do that, and they were punished for it immediately. Ash losing both of her summons and then her life afterwards.
Yeah, NIU doing a nice job knowing that the Ashe was going to be flashless, knowing that they had level 2. Walk forward with Rocket Grab. Now they're going to be able to grab the kill on towards Zig, as that's going to be the dash forward from the Pantheon and the lockdown. And NIU finding themselves up 2-0 early, and maybe it's going to be 3-0, as this is level 3 on both top laners. Swapingu will elect to just back away from it, but looked like there was a potential for that third kill to go over towards NIU already.
Yeah. Pingu getting that ward down early. This is good, as he knows his jungler is pathing away from him. Um, as Rumble is getting caught here in the mid lane, able to sidestep that. Might look for the kill on Vasiris.
Yeah, Vesuvius gonna flash, it's gonna be a fail flash into the wall. Now Chillin has the opportunity to grab a second kill of his own, does look like that's going to be just walked away from, as now we see the fight going on up in the top lane. Skeptic Wave going to be using the shield. He's going to stay just barely alive, but Swolpingu winning out in that trade as well. And NIU already grabbing the feet of warfare and will continue to look to be aggressive early on in this one.
Yeah, they're being very like this is exactly what they have to do. They picked the early game comp. They have to make these plays in the early game, and they're executing it almost perfectly. Um, Beautiful here from everyone really. Fury able to get the 3-camp gank off mid. Able to get the kill there. Otter amazing hook level 1, able to get set up to pick in the bot lane. And then Chillin just solo killing Vesuvius in the 2v1 there. Chris hits another
Very
hook
Grimoire
here.
going to take some damage though, as
Oh,
not quite able to have enough on that one. But Zig, the engage here from Chillin, he's going to be able to turn this back. No, he looks to try to grab the kill, dives the turret, but not able to get the damage going through. Vesuvius going to just survive as well as the Q comes through from Fury. Now the stun, Skeptic Wave won't chase far enough. The Scion won't be able to land the knock up there, and so we'll just be Bowling Green grabbing the kill in the mid lane and then walking out. But overall, NIU maybe looking a little over aggressive at that one round of fights, but I like that they're at least trying these aggressive plays here early on.
yeah, I think mid lane Brian Chillin just didn't quite have that E cooldown that he was looking for, and kind of cost him his life as he over aggressed on the dive.
Swolpingu, this is kind of aggressive from Skeptic Wave. Swolpingu could potentially turn this. Doesn't have 6 yet to get the ultimate off. I think with the ulti it probably would have been traded there, but we do see that Fury is up towards the top side, so we'll see. Instead, he does look like he's just going to move towards an invade on towards the red side jungle of Bowling Green, but
The rough part about this one is though he is on full vision on this invade, so if I can make a play here on Bod.
And NIU going to be able to force the heal out. The flash comes forward. Snark going to be able to grab the kill on towards Fairy Grimoire. And now the knockup goes through. Ignis is also going to fall. Double kill over towards Snark. And he is sitting at 3-0-0 at 6 minutes into this game. And, we were talking about earlier, before we got on air, that NIU's warm-up match here, everybody but Fury and then Coach Bebo was in place of Fury, played an ARAM, and we saw that one was about 32 kills in 7.5 minutes. And while this is not that pace that NIU's on, it's definitely this aggressive and quick pace of game that you love to see as a spectator here.
Yeah. So the same thing I said about Fury being on full vision topside, he got full vision of Vi down there on that attempted cleanup gank and was able to get the grubs for it. Otter looking for a play here in mid, able to hit the hook.
Forces the flash, so Zig won't have that, as this dragon is going to be realistically the next objective that's fought over, and so that'll make it much more difficult for the mid laner here of Bowling Green to roam down to that objective. So we'll see if this is going to be the engage here towards the top side. Chillin was roaming, but it looks like instead they called that off. And NIU does know that Vi is there, having the deep ward from the earlier attempted dive of Skeptic Wave. Chillin's just going to walk forward. He's going to grab the damage and the kill, as just knowing the limits of his champion. And Swolpingu will also just walk away from this one, and the Vi's time will be wasted once again.
Yeah, the Mordekaiser missed the important E there from the brush. So he was kind of able to just walk away there. No punishment needed.
Now Fairy Grimoire is stepped too far forward in the wave again. This is going to be enough to where there's about 4 or 5 spears. Yeah, that, and now forcing the flash on Ignis again.
Ooh.
Tried for the spear, not able to land it, but Chillin and Fury are here. There's the ultimate going to be landed. It's going to be the equalizer into the W there from Pantheon. It'll be the additional kill, and now Fury will just move on towards this Ocean Drake and open up the account here for NIU.
Yeah. And Bowling Green, to their credit, has been having very good vision on their side of the map to try to protect against these dives, but it just it doesn't seem to really matter as Soul Pingu able to pick up a solo kill in the top lane.
Yeah, that was just a full rotation, and that's one of those things where it's very easy to underestimate how much damage the Scion has early on in the game. And with that in mind, that was exactly what Mordekaiser did. He just kind of walked up, didn't check the bush for the Scion, so the Q came out of vision and was
Vi
immediately...
on vision here gets ulted by Fury. They're going to look to punish this invade, forcing the flash.
And again, she didn't get over the wall with her ability there. And actually, NIU with Otter showing up, gonna be able to use the rocket grab on towards Zig while we see Beachill and continue to chase on the Vi. That's gonna be the kill there. Zig is going to still be alive, but Fury...
That's just one of those ones where, yes, it's the Lee Sin paradox. Yes, you hate the ability. Now, do we take it?
At 1 HP, maybe not. That was a choice,
yeah,
we'll say.
by taking the ultimate into the charged Pantheon Q. Pretty unfortunate there.
And we'll use TP to get back to lane to prevent this this huge wave from just crashing. But 11-1 already, and at 10 minutes into the game, my apologies, this is a 5,000 gold lead. So we were talking about early in the season that the gold lead that you want if you're the Huskies is always going to be that 500 per minute, 1,000 once you get towards like 14 minutes. The heal does come through from Soraka, but it won't matter as the equalizer will just burn down the Vex. And so NIU doing another, or grabbing another kill and continuing on this breakneck pace, as now the second set of grubs has spawned. Fury going to be starting those up on spawn, and that should mean that NIU will grab the feats at 11 minutes into the game, already having 3 objectives and the kills in their pocket.
I mean, this jungle rule seems kind of impactful as Fury, the first completed item on the map. 3-0, objectives galore. As they look to dive bot lane.
And Snark will just save Otter with the ultimate being used there. Now Otter went forward with that, maybe a little bit aggressively. Skeptic Wave gonna dive or flash away from that fight, and Snark's still fighting this one. So we're seeing kind of split map fights. It will be Bowling Green grabbing something in the top lane. NIU will lose the bot lane 2v3, but Fury not going to be able to grab a kill back there. So it will be the cross map 3 for 2. Although Beachillin now is going to slow Zig, and yeah, this is just the kill as Beachillin grabs yet another one. And so there you go.
I talked about the vision
3 for
being there in
3.
the early game. And as you can see, not a ward on the map right now for the side of VGSU. So really struggling now with maintaining that vision score. The map's kind of crumbling around them, like you said.
And Ignis now going to be stepping forward. The knock up into the rocket grab. Doesn't even need the rocket grab. Snark just going to be doing so much damage here with the Blade of the Ruined King, as well as the Berserker's Greave. Not even just the Berserker's Greaves at this point, but the Triumphant Berserker's Greaves. So we'll just continue to run forward on this Callista. And once again, stepping right into the vision, Skeptic Wave. This time, he does have some resistances, so he'll be able to survive this. But Vesuvius, not going to be as lucky as Fury, going to just invade and will punish for that one. Skeptic Wave does have the ulti here, but Beachillin's going to be doing the damage, and that's going to be the kill going over towards the side of NIU in the top lane as well. They'll go ahead and grab this tier 2, or this tier 1 in the mid lane. And now with the rocket grab, Ignis is still going to be stuck in this fight. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow lands, but will it be enough as Ignis needs to back away from this one? The Equalizer going to burn down. Is there enough damage there? No, not going to be quite enough. Having
Oh.
the Leandries did mean that there was continued damage, and the burn kept going through, but wasn't able to secure the kill. Nice job
Yeah,
by
Soraka ult
Soraka of
there.
healing.
Put in kind of a number. Able to out heal.
And now looking at it, NIU's just going to proxy this top lane. They'll open up the map by having all 3 tier 1 turrets taken. And in fact, they'll donate this over to Snark as well. So Snark will have gotten the gold for all 3 tier 1 turrets. And that man has a lot of gold.
I was gonna say they
He
want to get
has...
him to that. They want to get him to 2 items and boots as fast as possible. It looks like opting into the
Yeah.
Gwinsu's second item here. Looks
That
like it's
is
about
a
halfway completed.
nice flash by Chillin, but still going to
Yeah,
have the season
beautiful.
and desist used on him. Will he be able to survive this one? Is going to be chased. This is a 4v1, and there it is. It is going to be Bowling Green grabbing the kill, but they had to commit so much to that fight. And now Snark is here. Bowling Green not going to be able to get out of this one, and so it will be the first kill going over towards the side of NIU, as Snark will grab the kill on towards Fairy Grimoire. That's going to be a second going over towards the Callista, as that one will be on Ignis on this Ashe. And I was going to mention right before we got into this fight, Callista was already sitting on 7,000 gold, but that seems irrelevant now considering that she has 8,000. Now they're going to go ahead and move forward on this one. They'll continue to fight in the Bowling Green base. They don't even care about this inhibitor turret. They're just diving past it. Snark going to take 1 turret shot. He'll continue to do the damage on towards Fairy Grimoire. Otter going to be barely staying alive, but will be alive. Soraka is going to be able to use the ulti, so Vesuvius will stay alive.
Just kind of walked past Snark there in their base. Didn't realize what was happening, I don't think.
Yeah, Snark maybe jumped a little too far forward with it, but in the end, NIU still grabs the dragon. In fact, it looks like that was Chillin grabbing that solo. And Fury not going to be able to... That's the trade-off there. You become invulnerable, but you can't use your auto attacks, and so he couldn't auto attack the blast cone to be able to jump out of the way. So it will be 20-7, the kills in favor of NIU.
And
Rift
I
Herald
actually got
has
a lot
spawned.
more out of that than we got to see. Like you said, they got the dragon, but they also got the top tier 2 as well. So 2 tier 2s off the map already. As well as the
And-
inhib tower mid. That fell as well.
Yeah, I was going to say a tier 3 there as well. Chillin just going to walk forward. Ignis... Yeah, don't even need the
I need to
Ignite
know
for
the
Ignis.
accuracy counter on these Blitzcrank hooks, because I don't think I've seen him miss one yet.
I don't think there has been one, and that has been... I mean, Otter is fantastic at these hook champs. He is landing so many of these hooks between the Thresh, between the Nautilus, and now on the Blitzcrank. This man is a menace on these champs when he's given them.
Yeah. Which is funny, as he's not the biggest fan of playing tank frontliners, but man, he loves this Blitzcrank. Tried to get him to play a little bit of Nautilus. That's my pick, as they are looking to go on Pingu here, but
This is a... That's a Vex ult committed, and Swapingu trades his ult for
lot
it,
of
but
time.
now gonna force
As
the
the base-
flash. Wait, Skeptic Wave just is dead.
no, big W
No,
there. But
oh,
I mean, they
yeah.
lose their entire base for this. I don't know if that Vex TP was necessarily the Vex TP ult to immediately return to base, as Pingu's sucking up a lot of pressure down here in the bot wave for what I can only assume is...
I
going
mean,
for
I was
the
hoping to
objective
see
bounty?
Shelly dance, but I think this is
No, they
yeah,
don't
to your
quite
point.
get to end yet.
Yeah, it was close, but there was enough wave clear there. You're absolutely right.
They're just diving Swapingu
Swapingu?
with the Soraka Skeptic.
He's dead.
maybe
and
a little
now Fairy
overconfident.
might be, yeah. Well, Fairy just gonna stand in the equalizer, and in fact, Swapingu gets the respect. The team just lets him get the final auto on that one. So they're like, you put in the work, you get the kill. Very much like that
Yeah.
Fortnite mentality of, you know, your squad member does all the damage, and then you take the headshot and get the kill, and you're like,
It's
You
kill
like clear diff.
securing, as everyone
Exactly.
around me likes to call it. But when I do it, it's kill stealing.
I'm I'm a big fan of securing the kills because I as a Belveth main you have to be able to get the Void Coral. That and you don't get that if you don't get the at least the assist here. Now Snark does get caught in this Vex ult. Vex ult, they're gonna wait on that one. Nicely done with timing it to prevent the Q from Blitzcrank, but it won't matter in the end. NIU just has so much damage. And now Fury is going to be killed off by Skeptic Wave, but NIU will trade some back. And actually, this fight is going in favor of Bowling Green. NIU might find themselves aced here, although Ignis, that is the zombie passive from
But look at the
Swopingu.
base though. The
Yeah,
towers are both dying to the super waves here. Um, so that I think that was kind of the plan from NIU. They either get the third inhib, or they commit to the fight and they get one of the towers now, and they just look for Baron here in about 6 minutes. As the change has gone through, and Baron doesn't spawn until I think it's 24 or 25 now.
I mean,
But
there's
both
nobody
towers
with
fall,
wave
so it's
clear
just an
here.
open nexus. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I know you can just realistically, they're going to use the Pantheon
Pantheon
ult to
also
get
good.
back onto the dragon,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're even going to worry about the. They're pinging the Otacon, but I really don't think they need to. I think they just walk up to the base and just
Especially,
kill
I'm
this
going to
Nexus.
assume this is going to be ruinous. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way this is the GA, not with how many kills have been out on the map so far. So extra flowers, some extra leveling here. As most of the levels here are pretty even. Snark the only one up a level right now.
It does increase the how much the dragon passives are doing, which
Yes.
is nice for them, I guess. But yeah, I think if and part of me wonders if there might be a some eye on the potential tiebreak should should some matches go the way that we wouldn't necessarily expect, and NIU is able to find themselves in a multi-team tiebreaker. I know that second tiebreak is after head-to-head is average win time. So if NIU was trying for a quick win, you would have imagined that they probably would not have ended up
Yeah,
going
it
for
probably
that. They
just
would have
grouped
gone
as
just for
five
the end.
and
But
took the fight. But I think they might have been a little scared with how the last fight went.
yeah,
So wanting to just have every advantage, which it
able to
looks like it is
grab
paying off
three
here.
here. Yeah, and they're going to be able to grab three here so far. Ignis is going to be stuck in the equalizer. That's a triple kill over towards Beach Hill, and Fury going to grab the final kill. It's going to be the clean ace, well, not the clean ace, but the ace over towards the side of NIU. They'll go ahead and finish the Nexus, and at 21 minutes and 30 seconds, a 14,000 gold lead, or 13 and a half, and a 19 kill lead goes over to the Huskies, and we'll regroup for game number 2. Let's go ahead and look at the stats. As all right, there was you can see it. There was a time where Bowling Green was up in gold. Looks
Yeah,
like
that first.
approximately 100 gold within the first 2 minutes.
I think that might just
And
be the first camp clear difference.
oh yeah, because they
Maybe.
had the leash.
Yeah. So
Yep, that
that
sounds
leash
right.
paying off there for the first 2 minutes, and then that slowly started to snowball in the other direction. Unfortunately, for the side of Bowling Green, um, like I said, those two sums being blown almost instantly, um, kind of made it really hard for them to really ever step back up into the lane, especially against the Blitzcrank Callista. Uh, on the other side of the map, though, that Mordekaiser did some damage, but it doesn't matter when you're just hitting a Scion.
All right. Well, before we go to break, I am going to say real quick, I have joined into the next lobby just to see kind of what the conversation looks like, and let me just say, um, Skeptic Wave, he's not having it. He wants it to be known that the amount of Q's and E's that he missed on that Mordekaiser was not because he can't play the champ or because he has any sort of um, still learning the champ is because of the laptop. So we want to make that clear that it is because he's playing on the small laptop and not his not any
And props to him
any
for
dodges from
even
NIU.
doing that. You know, taking the L in the gameplay department just to make sure that you're able to compete still. So props
Absolutely.
to him.
I do want to, like you said, want to give him props on that. That is, sacrificing for the ability to still play. Ooh, I like that. Snark coming up with a new nickname for himself. He's been called Shark so many times, he's decided it's Snark Week.
It's always Snark Week around here.
I did say this week that I would love to see him play like a scrim where he plays Fizz so that we can come up with some content of Snark Sharks. But with that, we are going to make sure to go to a quick 3-minute break just to get the game so that you guys don't get any ads when you join in. So we're going to throw you to a 3-minute break, and we will be right back with game number 2. All right, welcome back to game number 2. We we had a quick 3-minute break. We were running a tight ship, and then there were some bathroom breaks, so we're a little behind. Obviously, my apologies. But NIU taking Caitlyn and Amumu off the board. Bowling Green has seen enough of Otter's Blitzcrank. That has been banned away. And Kunzi is still here with us for game 2. Mundo,
Yes.
once again, going to be banned away. Do you think they'll make the pivot on towards the Rumble ban, or will we see B Chillin picking that one up again?
I don't necessarily think we'll see a ban in the first rotation. I definitely think that it will come through in the second rotation. It's just if NIU decides to pick it again, which with how he played in game 1, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a first pick angle. Callista let through again as well. Kind of surprising. According to Vetus, it's like permaban in pro play right now, with how strong it is, and there it is again. Blue side first pick Callista coming through.
Shen and Viego were those final bans. For those of you just tuning in. But yeah, we'll see if the side of Bowling Green decides to go with the Ashe again to counter that. I think this looks like they're trying something a little different with the Seraphine angle here.
I would not be
could
surprised
potentially
if it's
be
a
an
double
APC.
enchanter. Yeah,
Yep.
there it is.
You're
Double
absolutely
enchanter. They
correct.
just don't want to play against Callista. Their whole game plan now is just survive the lane. Don't let Callista get ahead. Vetus, on the other hand, I think has something to say about that. No Blitzcrank though, so
Do
safe
you
for a little
think-
bit in the bot lane. Oh,
Oh no, not Otter's Pike. Not
This-
Otter's Pike. It's
I
gonna be
think-
locked in. I love it.
I think this might be his scariest champion. Just because of the things that he is able to do with the high amount of mobility that it has. He's a very scary Pike. I will say that.
So seeing these
Again-
two bot lanes, I do have one question for you.
Mm-hmm. And
Do
there's the
you
Rumble.
think? Yeah, there it is. So do you think, depending on what we see in the top lane, I would imagine that Seraphine and Sona can't really answer a lane swap. Do you think there's any world in which NIU just throws the Callista and Pike up top to try to answer that and just goes full lane swap to just try to rush down a turret here? Seeing how
Into
strong
a
that champ is?
Garen, I could definitely see it happening just because against especially the Pike into that Pike Callista, a lot of kill potential level 1 with Rend and a hook. They could, but I think we'll see something a little bit different. I don't necessarily think that NIU is going to default to lane swap. I think they're going to try to get that Bush Prio again and play for that level 1 how they did last time. Hoping that they look to leash again. Because the biggest thing about these lanes against a Callista lane is you have to be able to walk with that first wave. And if you choose to leash instead, it just doesn't matter. You're punished from that alone. And I think we'll see something kind of similar. At least in that like minute 30 range.
So that's strange. Because Garen Bowling Green hovered the Camille when picking the Garen. So they recognized that the two champs have an element of pairing each other. And then they didn't ban the Camille. We also know that Swapingu is a pretty proficient Camille.
I think the other side
And
of
they
it
left
is,
it open.
Garen is unplayable into Rumble, so the other thing that they could look to do is just kind of lane swap it. If Pingy wants to play something else, or if Brian wants to play something else, or if they just want to swap lanes that way, I could see that happening as well, because that matchup is pretty unplayable for Garen. Is the Talia coming through for Fury?
Throw it back to like 2022. We got ourselves a Talia jungle.
I wonder if
That
we'll
is
see
a
the
champ, but
Pantheon.
it's-
Oh, there's the Camille.
Yeah, I would have thought. I think that was kind of the rock paper scissors here. If the Camille was banned, they would take the Pantheon. If the Pantheon comes through as the ban, they would just take the Camille instead. And there it is. So we get to finally see Swolpingu's Camille. I've heard tell of just how fun of a watch this is, so we'll have to see. But this is game 2 is definitely all about comfort for the Huskies. They are getting to play some of these champs they've been wanting to play. And you
Garen mid, which I think honestly is worse. Like I said, I mean, unless I
Yeah.
have the matchup backwards, I don't remember. This Rumble into Garen, it's bad for one of them. I just don't remember which one, and it's not a close bad. It's an unplayable bad. So we'll kind of see how that plays out here. I'm not sure which way it goes, but maybe it's an op.gg search for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do that myself, just to or a UGG just to see where that's at. Um, Garen and Rumble. Okay, it's favored Garen right now. 51.51% win rate in the matchup.
Okay.
At least in top lane. But the 17 times at Emerald Plus it's been played in the mid lane this patch, it has about a 41% win rate. Mostly because Garen is all about taking advantage of that long lane, and in a short lane, I feel like you're absolutely right that the matchup is just going to flip on its head.
Yeah. So the
Pain
win,
coming through here, so
I was
that's
gonna say, it has
interesting.
about a 10% win rate. It looks like difference. From what I can see, anyways, for the Garen side of things, 45 to 55% win rate.
Yeah.
But that, like I said, like you said, that's also on the top lane. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's
we'll
not
see how
played
that
very
comes.
often in the mid lane, but
There's
yeah,
not
we'll
really a lot
certainly
of
see.
Rumble mid lane players. I don't feel like. I think Brian's kind of
Or
cornered the
Garen
market
mid, I
on
would
that one.
say. Yeah,
Well, the only reason Garen mid ever got played is when Nasus was getting played because of all the ADCs being played in mid.
yeah,
Like you said, it's a game of rock paper scissors. You pick ADC that we think is going mid. We lock in Nasus. No, now we just flex it bot lane and go Garen. So
yep. Well, we got 2 minutes to see how this goes, but I think you called something out earlier that um, I think is going to be important because we have seen that NIU is not afraid to 5 stack in one of the lanes, and just especially when they have one of these hook champs, um, they have the level 1 kill potential with Rumble, Callista, Pike having
yeah,
hook,
they have a
Camille
lot
has
of kill
lockout down.
potential. Yeah.
I would not be surprised to just see NIU walk into the jungle as a wrecking ball here and try to grab at least 1 to 2 kills early on. So we'll have to see how this level 1 goes. Across the board here, actually, with the Volibear, I'm thinking
That
about
matchup,
why the
I'm not
Volibear
sure.
might have been picked. And it could be that there's fewer skill shots to be able to land. And so if you're, we know that the laptop was maybe um, hurting Skeptic's ability to hit skill shots. So maybe that's a little bit of it too. Just instead, I'll choose a champ that just runs at you.
So that looks like it's another counter matchup. So Valley has almost a 53% win rate versus Camille.
Oh, okay. Then that sounds more realistic as to why they'd pick it then. But
Well,
yeah, still,
it also doesn't have any skill shots, so it's a win-win in that kind of sense.
yep.
That was kind of my thing with Garen as well, as I kind of assumed it was a Garen pop just because, you know, no need for skill shots if you're playing Garen. But proving us wrong,
Yep.
picking the
Yep.
Volibear instead.
Ooh, I like it. Be chill and going with the Super Galaxy Rumble this time. We'll go through those runes and summoner spells here, and I don't think we're going to have a pause to start, so that's even better. Oh, no,
That
we had a
makes.
pause to start.
Uh,
Someone needs to go to the bathroom.
okay, so we had the tech one the first time, and then we have my personal favorite one. As I was talking about this in game one, you get through champ select, and you're like, finally, it's all over with, and then it's like, uh-oh. I didn't think about this. I was so stressed about picking the correct champion that didn't even cross my mind. But
Well, it does give us some time here to start off with the runes and summon spells,
Runes
so
again,
we'll
yeah.
go ahead and do that. Um, Grasp of the Undying for the Camille, pretty standard there. It is going to be teleport and ignite, so the flashless Camille is pretty popular, and that's going to be what we see here from Swolpingu. Fury going to be running the Predator, I want to say that rune is. No, Dark Harvest. I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say
On Yeah, Predator doesn't exist anymore. That's me talking about old things here. But yeah, Dark Harvest here for Fury on the Talia. Be chilling once again running the Ignite, but this time running Phase Rush. So a little bit of a different look here for the Rumble. Lethal Tempo and Cleanse for the Callista, and then that is the Hail of Blades and Ignite for Otter on this pike. Whereas on the side of Bowling Green, it is press the attack and teleport for the Volibear, Dark Harvest for the Cane, Conquer and Ignite for Garen. Interesting. I'm Ethan. When we get into the game, would you mind pulling up the runes for us so that we can see um, whether Garen is running Axiom Arcanist or not? Because traditionally you see it as the second side, but um,
yeah, most
I've
will
also
run
seen more
Celerity
phase
with
rush
Axiom
going.
Arcanist.
Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. And Ignis on the Seraphine has Summon Airy and the Teleport, and then heal once again for another heal champ from Fairy Grimoire, and Summon Airy for the Sona as well.
Putting all their eggs in that undying basket there in the bot lane. I'm assuming Vitas kept the lethal tempo runes this game as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Lethal Tempo. Yep.
I'm a little surprised that with just kind of like the way that Volley wants to trade, and the fact that he can kind of just stick on top of you with his slow, that we decide that Pingu decided to go grass, but I'm sure he has a plan and a vision to see that out. But I don't know. I can never play against Volley. I know people talk about the like mental block champs. That's my mental block champ is Volley. I don't know.
I'm a little curious to see with the Volibear what he's looking for here, because taking the press the attack sounds like he's looking for more short trades rather than like if he was looking for long trades and just to stick on top of the Camille. I would have expected him to take maybe the Conqueror for that.
Well, most will just
So
take lethal tempo.
oh, that's
It's
true too.
usually like lethal tempo or PTA, just because of how much healing you get from the Roa Navori side of
Mhm.
things. As long as like as well as your passive, you don't really need the healing. You just kind of want the attack speed. Um, but we'll see how he plays it out here. Volley is just he's just one of those champions. I don't know. He has so much damage in the early game with his passive and PTA. Um, whoop.
Oh, because of the pause, it freezes for a second.
Oh yeah.
So
There we
there we
go.
go. We should be live at yep.
To
And
Summoner's
yeah,
Rift.
looking at it, Garen does have Axiom Arcanist, so that's expected. Uh,
So funny to see now. We see the
30 seconds
Kane
till
locked
minions
in,
spawn.
and they're again not going quite for the 5 point. Oh, they are this time. They are going for a stock standard 5 point this time. On the side of Bowling Green, but it's probably not going to be with a leash, just because Kane, one of the oldest champions in the game, who just doesn't need a leash. Um, so we'll see how that plays out here.
I have to imagine that NIU is going to try
Minions have spawned.
the same strategy, especially with another hook champ of just standing in the bush. We do
There is
see
a
that
ward this
that's
time though.
warded. Then, yeah,
Yeah.
but they do have the ward. Is that on the second or the third bush? Let me check. That's
Our
it's on
ward,
the
the
middle one.
NIU ward is in
So
the middle bush. Yeah.
yeah, so we could technically step up to that, but we'll see if they elect to do so. You're absolutely right. Kane going to be starting with with the Raptors this time.
That's
Or
such
not
a. I
Raptors,
forget
with
about that rune sometimes. I'm sorry, I didn't
Wolves.
mean to cut
So,
you off there.
no, no, you're okay.
With the new red tree, the reworked red tree this season, there is a ward that allows you to see enemy. There's a rune that allows you to see enemy wards, and that's something that you take on Pike anyways, for Hail of Blades. So able to spot out that vision right away, knowing that there was a ward in that third brush and not walking up to it.
Yeah, the reworked red tree, as a jungler that plays almost exclusively Belveth, I like the red tree, but that vision side of things is the part that I really can't ever wrap my head around. But overall, we're seeing a lot less aggression here from this early game. And I think that that's more or less just because Bowling Green has picked into a little more of champs that can fight through that. Very Grimoire just one auto attack away from losing
I
his
was gonna
life
say you
there. So
almost spoke too soon.
absolutely. So yeah, like you said, spoke a little too soon on that one. NIU back to the aggression.
Yeah, it looked like they were playing more for that level 2 this time, just because they couldn't get the sums level 1 with that word being there, and them opting not to leash this time, so they were able to show up and lane on time, and contest that level 2, so they had to play it a little bit differently, but still really well played, as they look for a blue side invade on this empty blue side. So Pingu just getting a lot of time to just catch this wave top side, without any real punishment. As they look
Looks
to
like Bowling
three-man
Green's gonna
mid.
try to three-man this. That's a flash used. The
Flash and Ignite coming out.
decisive strike, they used it. I mean, if that had landed, they definitely get the kill there, but pretty aggressive from the side of Bowling Green, trading, to your point, a flash and ignite for just Beachill's
This Kane's
flash.
clear is so far behind. He is just now starting his red buff.
Holy cow, he's 4 camps behind already. You're right.
I mean, and look at this. Fury's going to be able to make a play on mid here. It is warded, however. Let's see. Barry might fall here. A lot of spears.
There it is. Snark going to be able to do that. Now trading back flashing is the Seraphine going to step just into vision again. So Snark will fall, but Ignis now just one auto attack away, and there it is. Otter going to be able to grab that one, and so it will be 2-1 the kills in favor of the Huskies here.
Look at all this
And
vision,
about
though,
1,000
inside
gold.
of the blue side for NIU here. Ward in that little side brush, and as well as on the blue buff. So, jungle tracking is going to be a lot better this game, it seems like.
Yeah, and once again, very little in terms of wards for Bowling Green. They have some, but they're starting to expire, and they're definitely not in the absolutely optimal places. So we'll have to see. NIU is going to let Otter roam up towards the top lane, so they do want to grab an aggressive play up towards this Volibear. And this is not warded, so...
Again, Kane
Swell
looking to
Pingu does
invade for camps, but nothing on that red side being up. So this is just a lot of time wasted here.
Hook shot going to land into the pole. That's going to be the Bone Skewer now. Kill going to be secured there by Camille, and NIU will grab themselves the feat of Warfare once again in Game 2.
Fury here to cover it. I think they could have looked for a dive with the Kane, just with how much sustain they do have. But Sig here potentially caught out. See if he decides to flash
Let's have
this
all.
time.
With the Courage, not going to be able to, or not going to need to flash, but nice try by the Huskies. Now, Fury, like you said, is here, so as is the Kane. And a roaming down. Going to be able to get away here, but this is now going to be a 4v3. NIU having the advantage. The Bone Skewer doesn't land, but that's going to be the dash, forcing the flash away from Fairy Grimoire. It won't be enough. The damage just goes through. NIU already grabbing 2, and they'll be able to grab the Dragon out of this as well if they'd like to.
I think with Vetus falling there, it's going to be a little bit harder.
now the Camille just gets to roam down to the Garen, takes them, says, you know what? You don't want the Camille Garen matchup? We'll take it anyway. And there it is. That's going to be the kill going over towards Swolpingu. Now, Vesuvius is here, but he's down 2 levels. And we'll have to just walk away from this one.
I'm surprised Brian didn't go catch the top wave there. I guess Pingo having TP probably called it off. Just said he'll TP up there.
Looks like
Talia
you are
with the
absolutely correct.
Talia back out on the map here with their ultimate. Looking to contest these grubs potentially after the blue buff.
Oh, another aggressive dash forward and flashing to make sure the stun lands on both. Fairy Grimoire is not long for the world, as the Ignite is going to be getting the kill there over for Otter. And Snark will just force
Very good
the
cleanse there,
Seraphine out
too,
of
from
wave again,
Snark.
too.
Deciding to
yes.
take cleanse this game, I think that is the right call. 2 very big ultimates in Ignis and Fairy Grimoire. As we do see Fury starting up the grubs here after the blue buff.
And they'll know where Kane is, too, is when he tries to join this top lane fight, he'll be on vision, but NIU
Yeah, he's
already
showing right
having
now.
Kane grab. The dive through, oh, nice use of the ultimate there from Snark, saves Otter with the turret dive. And, yeah, NIU's bot lane just getting to show a masterclass in aggressive play here.
Yeah,
And,
I think this is really fitting their playstyle quite well. Vitas wants to play that aggressive playstyle. He likes getting those early leads, and I think Callista is a champion that does it super well.
absolutely. And there are some wards on towards this dragon, so potentially NIU will wait on that. I think, especially given how quickly last game ended, I would imagine there might be less of an inclination to try to start the dragon stacking if they feel like they might not even have the game last until the soul spawns. So
Oh, something I didn't notice though is Kane did take one of the grubs as he's just now hitting level 6. So not able to start that feat stacking though.
yes,
As he was able to deny that.
Does look like the side of
This-
Bowling
Sorry,
Green
go
isn't
ahead.
no, go. Yeah, they were just moving towards the dragon, but NIU will get the vision, and actually that one doesn't. Oh, Zig off
I don't think
screen
there
for
was
me.
I don't think his equalizer was quite up yet. I think that's what happened there.
Got it.
But yeah, Fury up almost twice the CS right now is what I was about to say. But yes, this dragon gonna come through, unable to contest after Brian or Beachillin fell in the mid lane. Just looking to reset, play towards that top side again. Look to either invade or start those grubs up. Snark has to be careful you're pushing this wave in though. Kane being on the spot side of the map, them having both of the ultimates for Seraphine and Sona.
Ultimate gonna be used here by Fury, and that's gonna be the flash came through
Flash.
from Volley, but it won't matter as Swiftingu is able to grab the kill. Now Bone Skewer gonna land, but NIU needs to be careful. Crescendo does land on towards Snark, and that is going to be the kill going through for the side of Bowling Green, as we do see that Snark wasn't able to trade that one back. Equalizer is available, and so with the Bone Skewer, we'll see. There it's going to be thrown down. Otter going to be able to step back into... Oh no, he does get spotted because of the... because of stepping into range. Vesuvius going to fall, though. But... yeah, Humble Trespass, to your point, going to be able to grab that kill. And Beachillin does grab one back. Now, Bowling Green's bot lane going to continue to try to just harass Beachillin, but that's the flash forward. Fairy Grimoire is just dead for that one.
Yeah, that's
bit of an
the knowing your
aggressive
limits
play.
right there. That's what 1,000 games of Rumbles looks like. He knows that he can just flash forward there and secure that kill on the Sona.
And I think, to your point, the opposite side of that is not knowing the limits of the champion. And Sona, unfortunately, found victim of that right there. Thought that her champion could do a little bit more than it was able to do. And So be chilling, able to grab that kill. Now Otter roaming up towards Skeptic Wave again here. There's going to be a setup here as the Talia's also here. Skeptic Wave not going to be able to get out of this one. There's the stun. There's the knockback. And Talia going to be the one grabbing the kill here up in the top lane. And with that,
That should be the second round
Void
of
Grubs are
Grub.
going to spawn right now. So yeah, it should be an uncontested one, I would imagine. Kane probably going to have to just move towards the top lane and
Looks like he's gonna
protect
catch
the
that
tier 1
top wave,
turret.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a little bit different than how I thought it was gonna play out. I thought there was gonna be a little bit of a topside invade, but instead, putting up 2 more deaths on the Volley Bear with his ultimate and then re-ganking afterwards. They might even look to stop them from getting back to the tier 1.
Yeah, they have the oh, Talia Wall's not available, so they can't use the Weaver's Wall to prevent this, but it won't matter. They'll just lock down with the Hextech ultimatum used in between the turrets, and now it's a matter of, are they going to be able to complete this dive? There's going to be the equalizer to grab one. The hook shot means that Swolpingu is going to grab the other. He might fall as he does. Now Zig is going to be here. Slows. Yeah, he does have the Stride Breaker finished as well, so he's able to grab a second kill on towards Be Chillin'. Fury low on mana.
Here.
But will he step it? Yeah, that's just going to be the knockback with the W.
Through heavy.
Yep.
Able to get that mana stored back up enough to get the W to push him away. We'll just walk back to his blue buff and then continue to clear it down, it looks like.
Needing a clutch seismic shove there to land and able to find it. Now, Bone Skewer does decide to just let that one expire. Does the pike here from Otter.
Everyone from the side of NIU now having their completed items. Just waiting for Volley, Barret, and Sona, and everyone in the game will have their first items completed. Looking to go into that second drag fight with a little bit of an advantage here now. Fury committing to clearing back towards his bot side. Kane, however, going to be able to be the first one looking for this invade. He's just going to face check the pike, though.
Is able to dash away from the Bone Skewer, but Pike still has the stun, and that is a lot of damage, and the ultimate going to be used as the death from below going to be able to land. Otter will grab the kill, but Fury will be able to grab the bounty, or the additional gold, I should say. And now the Weaver's Wall going to be landing. Flash going to be forced from both these bot laners, but the seismic shove will mean that NIU able to grab the kill on towards the Seraphine. Seraphine will trade that back, though, on towards Otter. And now NIU going to try to find this on towards Sona, as the equalizer does land into the full rotation from Be Chillin'. And so Fury and Be Chillin' will now rotate over towards this dragon and grab NIU a Ocean Drake to even out the Drakes at 1.
See, I understand game 1 letting it through because you've never personally seen it, you know. Everyone has that ego pick of, you know, just because they're good on it doesn't mean they're good against me. And we've seen that game 1, and I'm just surprised I got through game 2. The Rumble putting up numbers again, 4-2-3. He may be down some CS, but these plays he's making on the map, in between the tier 1 and tier 2 on both sides, top and bod, shows why it should be banned.
I wholeheartedly agree with you on that one, and I also want to give a shout out to NIU's esports community ambassador Eli, Eli the Curry. He's actually with Bradley, or with Bebo, Coach Bebo being ill this week. Eli's been stepping in to kind of help with some of the team stuff today, and one of the things that he always preaches is that is the confidence piece. And now I think that NIU's been able to really tap into that, as Otter gets one from the death from below, not able to land the second one, but that still will be the kill, double kill over towards Talia. Yep. And now Fairy Grimoire, Snark is here, and that's the stun. They'll donate the kill over towards Snark. It'll be a 4-for-1 in favor of the Huskies, and Zig will still fall to the Ignites. So that'll be a 1-1, and so it'll be 5 for 2 in favor of the Huskies, and they'll get the Rift Herald out of this one. So they will definitely take that every day to Sunday, which
Yeah, I
in this
wonder. I
case
wonder
isn't
how they
many
plan
days,
to
but
use this. Mid being about. It looks low. I'm not sure quite how low. About half health, and then top being pretty close to one hit. We'll see how they decide to play this. They could save it for the Otacon spawn and just kind of throw it in a different lane. Have Pingu split top, toss it from that, and then you can weave your wall down to the Otacon and kind of split the map that way.
I think we're gonna get
Interesting to see what.
I think we're getting Ruinous this game, but I know that one of the things that we've been seeing quite a bit is if there is going to be a Voracious Otacon holding the Rift Herald for the Otacon spawn, and then um, being just kind of pushing into the base with that. And
Yeah,
if you
having the
overcommit,
GA
then
and the.
exactly. We'll see
It
fights
looks
on
like they're
two
probably
sides
just gonna
here.
It looks like they're just gonna drop it mid. Maybe.
They looked
Maybe
to
they're
set
just
it
gonna
up,
push for
but
the invade.
Skeptic Wave already to half HP. Swolpingu just showing the limits of that champion with the Camille.
Yeah, it's
And there you go. Yep, Rift Herald used in the mid lane.
just because it has a high win rate on paper doesn't necessarily matter in a situation when you're put this far behind.
Whew. Demacian
Vesuvius.
Justice just about able to kill the Rumble here from Be Chillin', but able to survive through that one. NIU will grab the tier 1 in the mid lane, and then we'll start to move towards the tier 2, but just gets the
Pingu does
charge, not
not want to
able to
let
get the
this
kill.
slide.
No. Pingu gonna punish Zig for this one. There's the Hextech Ultimatum. It's the Q, and that is gonna be the Ignite and the kill, going over towards the side of Swolpingu. NIU will trade one back, now two, nope, just one so far. Vesuvius gonna fall as well,
Oh,
but
there's the
it
second
will be
one.
two. Yep. And so it will be Snark able to grab that one. Otter grabbed the first with the death from below. 6, 2, and 7 on this pike. So as we were talking about, definitely a scary champ win in the hands of Otter. And Talia, same thing for Fury here, as NIU will open up this mid lane, grab the tier 2, and they have the Voidlings, so we'll see if they want to push forward here. And yeah, they're going to start up the tier 3. I don't know
think
that
they
they'll
might take
finish
the
this.
tower, but I doubt they'll take the inhib. But not even gonna overstay for the tower. Gonna take the tier 2 bot instead in this blue side jungle.
They
And look
should
towards
set up
moving
for
towards
the
that dragon.
Absolutely. And now Zig gonna use the
Flash.
yeah, he flashed forward, used the Strybreaker to slow down Swolpingu, but having the hook shot available does mean that Swolpingu will just walk away from this one, and NIU will now look to set up the Otacon into Dragon Take, and does look like the side of Bowling Green does want to try to punish this, or at least steal something, but that's going to be Swolpingu dashing forward with the hookshot. Kill goes over towards Swolpingu, and with the Sona down, doesn't look like there's anything that Bowling Green wants to be a part of this anymore. And
Yeah,
so
Volley.
Dragon will go over towards NIU.
Yeah, volley TPing to the top lane here. I mean, I don't know if I would have done that. Because now they do get the Otacon for free as well. Kind of have to stay on that bot side and hope that you can contest. This Otacon shreds so much armor. One good Seraphine ult and you can kind of turn the fight pretty easily, but they decide to give up on that entirely and look to pressure this top side of the map, secures jungle camp's top side. Garen, though, did not get the memo.
The equalizer going to be used. Oh, flashes forward, does Snark, but
Tried to get the
not
slow
able
with
to
his
land the spear.
Q.
Yeah.
Otter, on the other hand, may... Oh, not quite able to find Fairy Grimoire there.
Swolpingu, just gonna Hextech Ultimatum, the Seraphine, and Ignis is dead. That's a full rotation from Camille.
I was
And
going to say this.
now NIU.
This looks like it's going to be a 2 towers for 1 trade here. Probably going to secure that objective bonding the top lane here and then look to reset. These
It is
waves
a
being
2
matched-
towers for 1, but
Well, these waves
two
being
tier
evenly matched, you have
threes
to answer
for
one of the two.
yeah. I mean, this is 2 tier 3s and possibly 1 to 2 inhibitors for a tier 1 turret. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a trade, but how much value is there out of that? It's
I think the biggest problem there was Kane stayed on the map and took blue and Gromp. I think if Kane's reset there, they might get a chance to look for a kill or two, but you're staying on that map just a little too long, not able to punish NIU for overstaying there.
absolutely.
NIU just is able to walk away with the 2 towers, getting that tier 2 and tier 3 in the bot lane.
Well, Pingu will step on a ward here, so he'll be able to clear that quickly. And NIU now moving their
Wonder how many of them
moving
we
their
saw there, because there is 3 in this lane currently.
yeah. Flash going to be used. Now that's going to be the ultimate landing from Seraphine. Hook shot. Going to be able to get over the wall, and that is the
Wow.
power of this champion. Now
Surely
flashing forward, dodging
Vesuvius.
that one. Hextech Ultimatum could turn this around.
There
No,
it
it is going to be the
But they
the
used
Umbral
everything.
trespass. Yeah,
They have
absolutely.
nothing to protect their base now. No volley barrel, no Seraphine ult, no Umbral trespass, no Kane flash, no volley flash. I don't know if
And
that one was
Zig is
necessarily
dead
worth
here.
it.
No, Zig is just going to die to be chilling as he gets stuck under his own turret, and NIU will trade it for a turret, and Volibear still going to try to push, but he's just proxying the bot lane tier 1 while NIU continues to siege down these Nexus or inhibitor turrets, I should say, and
He's trying to get enough gold to, play this game out, but I think it's just a little too late for that.
absolutely. Now, top lane, the inhibitor turret going to be at 1/4 HP. Just going to wait for one more wave, and Voli does join, but at the same time, we see Swolpingu pushing in the mid-tier tier 3. It is going to be Vesuvius grabbing the kill on towards Fury, and they'll grab one back towards Rumble as well. Camille will grab the mid lane tier 3, so NIU will get the kill or the turret out of it. But in the end, it is a little bit of an overstay for the Huskies, and
Yeah,
they'll get
really
a
being
little bit of
punished
a
there
punish.
for. I was gonna say, really being punished there for not having those matching waves. No wave in the mid lane means they don't really have to answer anything else. They can kind of 5-stack there for that top tower. Kind of have to play on the back foot here now. Play towards stopping them from taking this tier 2. Snark gonna be able to hop the wall and get into a kind of a safe space. But it looks like they're gonna just play for the inhib tower instead, giving up that tier 2 mid. Potentially giving up the dragon as well. That'll probably be where this final fight takes place if NIU is able to win the team fight.
In fact,
But
with Swolpingu pushing in the bot lane turret, or the bot lane wave, I should say, I almost wonder if Bowling Green is just electing to give up this dragon, with everybody recalling Baron spawning in 3 seconds, dragon in about 25, but Kane's still moving up towards the top side, so we'll see what NIU is able to do with this vision as they clear out some of these control wards and look to steal away some of the bot lane or the bot side of the map for Bowling Green. Now my question is Bowling Green going to try for a dragon for Baron trade? No.
well, they really can't move around as well without these lanes being pushed out. NIU just kind of gets to see where they are on the map pretty much the whole time. So
Yeah,
knowing that that's not going on, they don't really have to worry about rushing it. They're just going to shove out this mid lane. Again, look to take vision in this red side jungle and then probably start it themselves.
yep. And with the recall coming from Callista, does have about 2,000 golden pockets, so should be able to grab. Yeah, the terminus is finished here, so
The big thing right now is they are playing to reset and look for it afterwards. So it's on Pingu right now to not overextend, which he's doing a very good job. You can see him just kind of chilling in the bush, waiting for people to show back on the map, so his team can start up that Baron.
Fury also able to finish the Zonias there with his had about 1,600 golden pockets, so recalled, NIU reset a couple times and just grabbed the items so that they can have as much of an advantage as possible moving into this Baron fight.
Yeah, Fairy Grimoire able to kind of block both of those wards. So Chris not wanting to walk up, not knowing where Zig was. Um, Vesuvius though, gonna get spotted out.
And
Two
Swilpango
people down here
commanding
in
the
the bot
respect of
lane.
2. Wow, nice job of waiting or having the hook shot so that it would wait out the stun there from the Seraphine ulti. The Encore does land, but really gets delayed so much that it doesn't give him
Seraphine
a lot of
forced to
value.
TP to this Baron fight now. Oh, they're both TPing into it. They're just
Yeah.
gonna. I mean, NIU's just gonna back off here. They know not to overplay their hand. They're gonna get 2 inhibs. Volibear again, TP'd just to reset immediately.
It canceled
Really
his recall
stretching this.
too.
I was gonna say really stretching this map right now. Vetus reclaiming Baron vision. They're collapsing now. As soon as this collapse comes through with more than one person, they know to just start that Baron up. Flash
And
coming through. See
Volley
if the call is
canceling
made.
his recall does mean that NIU gets that inhib. I think they might have been able to prevent that if he
Yep,
hadn't
there it is.
canceled,
There's the
but
call. They start the Baron up.
yep,
Pingu able to walk away again.
yep.
Again, Seraphine no ult for this fight, so just kind of has to face check it.
And Otter going to be able to grab vision on the backside. We do see Kane. Ooh, he had that was closer than I would have liked, but despite the Umbral Trespass, does not land on that. The flash over the wall. Fury has to drop the Weaver's wall a little early there just because he was left on the wrong side of it. Now stun and Encore does land. That's going to be the kill going over towards Skeptic
Yeah,
Wave.
but they can't walk into the
Fury,
choke point. You can see Ignis and Fairy almost killed by the Rumble
I think
ultimate. That was the only
Equalizer,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, Equalizer was the only thing that hit them, and it half helped them both. They couldn't walk back up to the fight. Um, really good Equalizer there from Rumble. From Be Chillin'.
Absolutely. So
And I
NIU
mean,
will
with the
lose
only
one of the...
objectives being... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nope, nope. I was just going to say NIU will lose one of the Baron power, or one of the Baron buffs here, but overall, still high value for that one.
Right. The big thing being is having that bot lane is permanently shoving, and the only objectives up now are going to be those dragons, and the Baron every 5 minutes. But with that being off the map, a lot of the vision is going to be focused around this bot mid side of the map, as they're stacking to get the top tier 1 or top inhib tower actually. Kane going to be forced off of his Krugs. I wasn't sure what the play was going to be here. If he was just going to run away or if he was going to look to take an engage onto Snark there, but decided his best course of action was leaving. Able to force this
Suvius
top.
has the Edge of Night, but there's so many abilities that come through from Talia that just falls immediately.
Yeah. Having these matched waves now, they have to try to fight for really just these Nexus towers. They have to give the inhib towers. Snark getting caught out though. Able to
The
get traded
crescendo
instantly.
yeah, the Encore did land, but turned that around. Is NIU able to grab a double kill on towards Fury? And now it is just going to be the 3 for 2. NIU will dive forward. Otter's going to be able to grab that one with the death from below and a second kill as well. NIU will clean this one up. And while it wasn't as clean as game 1, they will take the series 2-0. And they'll find themselves at 6-5 on the year in their record with one match to play against Akron on Wednesday.
Yeah, very, very clean games there from the side of NIU. Very dominant performances in both games. Game 2, you can see they're at like the 24-minute mark, getting a little bit over aggressive, not having the wave set up to really take the full potential and the trying to take that top inhib tower the first time. Able to get it done the second time though, and just really well played, clean game from them.
Yeah, I mean, while game 1 was definitely more of like a mountain with just a pretty much a straight up trajectory, this one's a little bit more of a roller coaster. There's some dips, but still not really anything to be too worried about. Some things to clean up as you move in towards the playoffs, but uh, you know what? That's always a positive. If you have nothing to bother you after a game, it's not really a great game. So you
Right.
being able to VOD review some things, always good to have areas to improve. So definitely that Camille doing 24,000 damage, Fury on the Talia doing 26 and a half, 21 and a half for Rumble from Be Chillin'. And this game Callista didn't even have to be the main carry, though 16,000 damage is nothing to scoff at either. So,
No,
NIU
and you
doing a
can
nice
tell
job.
from the yeah, and you can tell this game they played a lot more towards the jungle. Otter making a lot more roams this game than last game, so we just had to play on his own a lot more, and still able to put up those numbers and play out the lane safely. He kind of I would say he deserves a little bit more credit for this game than last game, really.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we're gonna close out the broadcast. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining us on the cast, Coonsy. I know we were trying to get this set up for a while here, and it finally worked out. Unfortunately, towards the end of the season, but
Right.
definitely gonna try to work this in for the future as well. Um, but to the audience out there, thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast. We'll see you guys again on Wednesday for another League of Legends match with NIU finishing up the regular season against Akron. That'll be 7 p.m. And Overwatch, let's make sure I have this correct. Overwatch will have tomorrow at 7 p.m. match against Ohio that will be streamed here on the channel. Then they're off until March 18th. So there will be a bit of a break after that. So we'll get you guys a spring break and spring break from broadcasts. But thank you to Ethan Noodle Nguyen for helping with the production. Best of luck tomorrow as well as he helps out with Midwest Battlegrounds. But until then, till Wednesday, I've been Connor Vagel, and oh, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our sponsor, Turtle Beach, the official gaming peripheral sponsor of NIU Esports, for once again helping us out with this one. But overall, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next broadcast, and have a great week, and we'll talk soon.